Take care, there are spoilers in this video. Hello friends. With you is Best Movie. Let's get started. Movie, Squid Game. Episode 8 and 9. Final. The three players return to the huge room. The door is closed. Player 067 goes to her bed. Player 456 puts his hand on player 218. He asks him why he pushed the bottle. Player 218 tells player 456 that he did this because he wanted to be alive to get the money. The two are arguing. The man appears in red. He tells the players that he has prepared gifts for them. He asks them to change. Player 067 goes to the toilet. She takes off her clothes and takes the piece of glass out of her belly. Blood falls on the floor. She ties the wound with a cloth. The 067 player washes her face and looks at herself in the mirror. She opens the gift box and finds new clothes inside. Front man finds Jun-Ho's oxygen tank. The guards are going to catch Jun-Ho. Front man shoots the oxygen tank. Jun-Ho sees front man and the guards. He calls the boss and asks some police officers to come and help him. The man in red prepares the steak, bread, and wine for the players. Players eat those foods and drink wine. The guards are hunting Jun-Ho in the woods. Jun-Ho runs to the rock. He pulls out his gun and heads for the people in red. He tells people in red that he reported them to the police station. He believes the police will come to arrest them. But frontman points out that there is no signal there. He thinks Jun-Ho has only one bullet. People in red take the dishes but leave the knives on the table. Players keep knives. Frontman goes to Jun-Ho. Jun-Ho shot frontman in the shoulder. Frontman tells people in red not to hurt Jun-Ho. Frontman tells Jun-Ho he won't be killed if he listens. Jun-Ho drops the gun because he realizes that frontman is someone he knows. She recognizes him after she takes off her mask. Jun-Ho is shocked to see that frontman is his brother, after which he came to save him. Frontman asks Jun-Ho to join him. But Jun-Ho shook his head that he didn't want to. So frontman shoots Jun-Ho. Jun-Ho falls off the cliff. Frontman sees Jun-Ho drowning. Player 456 and player 218 look at each other as they hold the knives. Player 456 goes to player 067. He wakes her up after she has fallen asleep. She pointed the knife at him. He tells her he won't hurt her. He adds that he keeps the knife for player 218. He puts the knife in his pocket. Player 067 drops the knife, so player 456 stays with it. He asks her to work together to take care of player 218. He promises to share the money with her. She glanced at the money in her purse. He tells her that he wants to be a good father when he can get the money. Player 067 asks player 456 to take care of her brother if he wins the Squid Game. Gi-Hun goes to player 218 when he drops the knife due to sleep. Take the knife out of your pocket and go to Sangwoo. Player 067 stops player 456 and reminds him that he is not a bad man. Player 456 returns and finds out that player 067's belly has been injured. He rushes to the gate and knocks on the door. He asks the people in red to save player 067. The door opens. Some people in red enter the room with the coffin. Player 456 sees the blood on player 218's face. He rushes to player 067. He finds out that she was killed by player 218. Player 456 holds the knife and tries to stab player 218. Player 218 is ready for battle. The people in red separate the two players. Player 456, Gi-Hun, sheds tears when he sees people in red carrying player 067 in the coffin. Some money falls into the purse. Frontman takes the bullet off his shoulder. Press the towel on the wound to stop the bleeding. He hears the gunfire and sees Junho in the mirror. The doll sings the song. Player 067 is thrown into the stove. It starts to burn. The man in red opens the gate and takes player 456 and player 218 to the Squid Game playground. VIPs and frontman follow them. The man in red tells the two players that there will be only one player alive. Player 456 ties his shoes and takes sand in his hand. Player 456 jumps on the squid drawing with one foot. He throws the sand in front of player 218. Player 218's eyes are injured. It's starting to rain outside. Player 218 yells at player 456 and tells him that he took 067's life because he was worried he would give up, and that she would die because he had a very large wound. Gi-Hun reveals that he would kill player 218, Sang-woo, if player 067 hadn't stopped him. She has an argument with him. Player 218 defeats player 456 and tries to kill him with a knife. But player 456 bites player 218's leg. He continues to punch him to take revenge for the players who were killed by player 218. Player 456 takes the knife out of his palm. He tries to stab the 218 players, but he stabs the ground. Player 456 moves away. The man in red points the gun at player 218. Player 456 asks the man in red to end the Squid Game because he wants to give up and does not want to kill player 218. Player 456 goes to player 218. Try to help him get up. But player 218 takes the knife out of the ground, and stabs himself in the neck, and tells player 456 to take care of his mother. Player 218 dies in the arms of player 456. Player 456 cries. Player 456 is in the car. His eyes are covered with a towel. Frontman drinks champagne. He congratulates player 456. Gi-Hun asks frontman why he organized the Squid Game. Frontman tells player 456 that he thinks the players are horses. He wears a mask and makes player 456 falls asleep with gas when Gi-Hun wants to find out the identity of frontman. The car stops on the street and throws Gi-Hun out. A man takes out the player's towel and tells him to believe in God. Player 456 spits a bank card out of his mouth. He goes to the bank and tries to withdraw some money from the ATM. Find out he has 45 billion won on his account. Player 456 walks down the street. The player's mother 218 recognizes him. She gives him the mackerel and tells him that his mother is ill. He's trying to give her the money for the mackerel. But she rejects the money and asks him about player 218 when he tries to leave. Gi-Hun is silent and doesn't say anything. He goes home and tells his mother that he is rich now. But the old woman is dead. He is very sad. After a year, player 456, Gi-Hun takes the train to visit the banker who called him to ask him some questions. The banker asks Gi-Hun why he doesn't use any money from his billions. Gi-Hun borrows 10,000 won from him. The banker is surprised because he thinks Gi-Hun is very rich, but from here he demands money from him. Gi-Hun goes to the river to drink. A flower seller appears. He's trying to sell her flowers. He buys her a bouquet of flowers with the money the banker gave her. Player 456 finds in the bouquet of flowers the invitation card to the Squid Game. He is shocked to read the invitation and learns that player 001, the old Il-nam, is alive. He goes to the Sky building to see him. He goes to the old man who is lying in bed. The old man takes off his oxygen mask. He drinks the water that was handed over by Gi-Hun. Il-nam asks Gi-Hun to bet to guess whether the man on the homeless street will be saved or not. Gi-Hun is very angry and tells Il-nam that he can kill him. But Il-nam tells Gi-Hun that he will get answers to all the questions he has if he takes his life. Gi-Hun goes to the window. She follows the homeless man lying on the ground. Il-nam tells Gi-Hun that he and the other VIPs created Squid Game because they thought life was boring. The old man admitted that he was a billionaire and because of that he could get everything. But when you get it very easy, life starts to get boring. He tells Gi-Hun that when Squid Game started to get boring for him, he wanted to try not to just watch the game but even participate in it. He reveals that he felt very happy when he played the game with him. Gi-Hun sees the police arriving to rescue the homeless man. He wants to inform old Il-nam about this. But he learns that Il-nam has died of a brain tumor. He tells her he won the bet. Gi-Hun is leaving. Frontman appears and helps old Il-nam close his eyes. Frontman remembers. Il-nam takes off his mask and puts it on the table. He asks Frontman to replace him to be a representative of the upcoming VIPs, because he wants to play Squid Game himself because he thinks it will be more interesting. Frontman looks at Il-nam and leaves. Gi-Hun goes to the barbershop. He tells the barber to dye his hair red. He goes to pick up the 067 player's brother from the orphanage, Kang Chul, that's his name. Gi-Hun introduces himself as Se Biaok's best friend. Take a look at the family photo of player 067 and Kang Chul. The boy asks Gi-Hun where his sister is. Player 456 takes Kang Chul to see the mother of player 218, Sang-woo. He asks the old woman to take care of the child. She agrees, and Gi-Hun leaves. She notices that the baby is feeling cold. She opens the suitcase and tries to take out the heater for Kang Chul, but find out that the suitcase is full of money. Gi-Hun told her that everything in the suitcase belonged to her son, Sang-woo. She tries to follow Gi-Hun, but he disappears. Player 456 gets off the train, going to the airport for his daughter in America. He tells Ga-Yeon on the phone that he will board the plane. He closes when he sees Suit Man playing a game with a guy. Suit Man smiles when he sees Gi-Hun. Gi-Hun runs to catch Suit Man. But Suit Man gets on the train and the door is closed. The train leaves. Gi-Hun takes from the guy who plays with Suit Man the business card from the Squid Game. He is angry and tells the man to never play the Squid Game. Call the number to board the plane. She asks the man what he did to the players and tells him that he will take revenge. Frontman tells him it's better to get on the plane than if he doesn't mind. Gi-Hun did not board the plane, returning. Get out of the airport. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos of this kind. See you on the internet. Bye.